the life of a fisherman you wouldn't understand. Something you can't feel on dry land. Gotta get your arms way up in a cage and set the hook on smallmouth bass, and then you'll understand. Gotta get your hands on a Shimano reel and a G-Loomis trying to bet you like what you feel. Step on the deck, give it a whirl. Hello, welcome to my world.
What's going on, all you Facebook Live and YouTube Live fishing freaks? Welcome to this episode of Honor of the Line Live. Tonight we'll be talking to a young hammer by the name of Cameron Dials. But before we get going, JR, I was going to tell you this last week, but you need to reset your Wi-Fi router or something, dude. You're doing see, right there, you're getting a little lag. Getting a little lag in there, so I don't know what the deal is with that.
Shoot, man.
Too big of a house.
Whiffy.
Anywho, again, welcome back to this episode of Honor of the Line Live. Just like always, this episode is brought to you by Hannah Sublett, insurance broker, protecting your health, securing your future. Give her a call at 740-456-7944 for your health and life insurance needs. I think she can sell in Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, but she definitely is the person to talk to. She can shop around and find you the best deal. And save you some money in the long run, and make sure your folks that live longer than you do will have a little bit better start than most people do. I will tell you that I have like $150,000 worth of life insurance, and I'm sure Misty can live on $150,000, but I want to make sure that that's the truth. So if that's the case, if you're looking for some life or health insurance, check out Hannah Sublett. Before we bring Cam Dials on, last week we talked about the F1 situation at Paintsville Lake, where they are putting the kibosh to that. If you still want to send an email to this fella here, Brian A. Given at usace.army.mil, let him know what you think about it. Again, be respectful. We're not asking you to hound this guy. We're not asking you to be disrespectful. We're just trying to get to the bottom of it. I sent him an email, JR sent him an email, and probably 100 of you guys out there sent him an email. And I don't know if you guys have a response, but JR and I talked about right before we got on here that we did not receive a response. So maybe he got inundated, or maybe he's working on a response. But if you are looking for answers on why they're putting the kibosh on the F1 project at Paintsville Lake, give Mr. Given here an email out and let him know what's going on. Again, be respectful. Do not be disrespectful. I can tell you one thing, you kill more flies with honey than you do vinegar. So let's have a little bit of good time there, and make sure that you send out an email at brian.a.given at usace.army.mil and ask him why they are putting the kibosh to the F1 project in Paintsville Lake. They claim the Paintsville Lake, the F1s are invasive species, yet they will put threadfin and rainbow trout in there. So it's there. So without further ado, let's bring on the man, the myth, the legend, and that is the one and only Mr. Cameron Dials, who I have proclaimed the king of Yatesville right now, because this dude is absolutely whacking them. What's up, Cam?
What's up, guys? Appreciate y'all bringing me on.
Yeah, man, it's a great deal. So, guys, give Cam just a little bit of time to talk about what he's been doing the last few years. He is a fisherman with Kentucky Christian University in Grayson. You guys know that Grayson is one of my favorite lakes to fish, and we had a conversation about that just a second ago. So, Cam, if people don't know you out there, who exactly is Cam Dials?
I started fishing on KCU just a few years ago. I've been fishing pretty well since I can remember with, just my grandpa and my dad's always been taking me out. But, I just got started in the college fishing thing, and just been fishing a lot of tournaments here local, and recently been having some success. But, man, just a fishing freak, just like you guys. Love to do it and do it as much as I can.
Yes, sir. So
he's being very
modest. He's being very modest there.
Yeah. So this guy fishes for KCU, a team that did exceedingly well. Especially, this is something that I was talking to him about before. People don't know, but KCU did really well in the national tournaments, and specifically, I think Cameron, if I'm not wrong, 19th in the country.
Yes, sir.
Cameron,
Yeah.
wow. So this is another example of how good fishermen we have in this area. And I think it's a product of we have some of the toughest fisheries. So we produce very stubborn, very good fishermen. So
Yeah.
thanks for coming on. We're happy to have you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
for sure.
thank you, Victor.
Yeah, and I think you hit something on that, JR, is that, I say it all the time, I feel like if you can catch fish in this area, you can catch fish anywhere. And not that it's easy, you catch fish anywhere, but, if you can, like Cam goes out and catches 17 plus pound of fish a week at Grace or Yatesville, if you can do that, you can catch them anywhere. Now, is it easy? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that, if you catch them at Yatesville or Grayson or whatever, you can go anywhere and catch them. But I feel like that, as JR alluded to there, it's kind of, it's like we're hardened fishermen here. If you look at some of the people that have had success in this area, Chris Malone won the Toyota Series championship one year, and then you got several people from the area that just
The
absolutely,
Messers.
and that's, and then you're going to have, there's just so many people that are in our area that just absolutely crush them. Like I've said it 100 times, and Ricky Barnett is another guy in the area that really nobody knows. But I'm telling you what, between him and Chris Malone and a few other people, and Cam and a few other people, I feel like you can give them a broomstick and a mud puddle, and they'll find a way to catch freaking bass up there.
Yeah.
Tony, that sounds awesome, man. I'm very interested in hearing how that Metanium DC does the flipping, because I have been a anti-DC flipping person just because it kind of inhibits the accuracy. So they say that the Metanium gets past that. So I love to hear. You'll have to update us next week.
Yeah, the Metanium is actually a 70 series, a lot smaller, easier to palm. I think it would work, especially if you. First off, that's one of the reels I do not own. I will own one eventually. So let's kind of dive into that, Cam. Obviously, you talked about you being a college or collegiate fisherman. What rods and reels you fishing right now?
I use all power rods. Really enjoy their rods, but yeah, I use them on the reels as well.
Nice, yeah. So Keith Ryan is the guy who owns Power Rods. I actually was fishing for Powell, I don't know how long ago it was, 15 years ago, before I started fishing, before I got, into the affiliation with Shimano and G Loomis. And Powell makes some great products, man. Like their Endurance. I don't know if they still make the Endurance lineup, but it was awesome. There were some really cool deals, and I feel like they are at a price point that people can afford.
Yeah, they are. I think they've still got the Endurance. The Endurance, I want to say it's like 150 retail, and that's and then they have another one they just come out with. It's called the Platinum, and the Platinum retails at 200. So yeah, it's it's a really good bang for your buck. I mean,
Yeah,
it's hard to find a good $150 rod.
What was the one that they had that was like, it was the Inferno series. It was,
Yeah.
I like to talk about.
Yeah, I used to use a few of those, the ones with the orange on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are good.
That's awesome, man. We were just talking about the other day, JR and I, is like, I don't know how Shimano makes a better reel right now, especially on the spinning rod side of things. Than the Vanford. The Vanford's tough to beat. They come out with a new X-Sense, but you're talking about an extreme price point at that point.
Yeah.
But what's your favorite Shimano reel, spinning and casting?
That Vanford's hard to beat, man. That's what I've got on about every one of my spinning rods. I use a few of the Stradics too, but I love that Vanford's drag system on it, and just how light it is, and just like you said, the price point. It's what is it, $220, something like that?
I think it's $229. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. For what you're getting out of that reel, it's not bad at all. And for on the bait casting side, I guess I would have to say all the Corrados are good, especially for the price. I've got quite a few of the Corrado K's. I would say I've liked the Corrado K's pretty good.
Yes, sir. I got a ton of those things at 200. Matter of fact, I've had them since they very first come out. But the Cораdo's been like a go-to reel even back in the '90s. Like the green Cораdo's with the brass gears is like still everybody wants it. I understand why. It's just it's just so old and it works great.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way with obviously I'm affiliated with Shimano G Loomis here on the channel, and JR is also. But I'm not a snob. Like I want people to get out on the water and fish what they like and what they can afford, right? If somebody asked me what my favorite rod and reel is, I'm going to tell them a Shimano or a G Loomis product, just for the simple fact is those are the rods I fish, just like you fishing POW and Shimano. Like, I don't think that there's room in our industry to be this, like, I don't know, like connoisseur, if you will, or, gear snob. Like, I think it's, like I said, I don't care if you're out there catching with a Zebco 33 with a K&E worm, as long as you're out there catching, that's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man.
I think that Shimano with their spinning stuff right now is just unreal. I mean, if you start thinking about just from the Vanford down, so the Vanford has this buttery smooth drag, and honestly, I've kind of gone Vanford across the board just because I love it so much. But I had a Miravel, I had a Stratic, I had what's that other one that's kind of the Noski? I had a Noski that's like $100 reel, or rod, I should say, or reel. Ultegra. I mean, they are all absolutely sweet, and I'll tell you something I can't wait to get my hand on is that new Corrado 70. That is going to be really sweet.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing though. Like this year, I've really dove into my arsenal and looked at things that I don't know. Can you ever have too many rods? Probably not. It's like women and shoes, but like I got a bunch, man. I got like 35 rods in my freaking boat. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. What was the? What did you say? I'm sorry about. Yes, sir. Tony.
Money. Self-sufficient.
Tony, talked to you about your boat last week about being needing it buffed out. I talked to my buddy who is a painter, and he told me, first off, I don't have a clue how to buff a boat, but I will tell you that my buddy who is extremely good at it told me that I can bring it over there, I can bring it here to my house, and he would come over and show me how it's done. So we might be able to get you taken care of there. Dude, I used to have a Corrado 300, and I sold it. Not for the fact that I didn't like it. It was just big, dude. Those things are giant. Aaron, I'm with you, man. The Stratic CI4 Plus was the perfect reel. But I think you're getting that in the Vanford. You're getting a little bit more in the Vanford. Especially now with the new Vanford, you're getting that anti-twist fin, and you're getting the there's just so much technology, and I don't really want to go into that because we're not talking about technology. We're talking about cam dials. What's up, Rob? How you doing, buddy? Hey, my mom's in the house.
Oh yeah.
All right, Cam. So this year you fished the Collegiate Series. This is for the third year or fourth year?
This was my fourth year.
Okay, so you're a senior. Let's dive back at some of the 4 years that you've been on the Collegiate Series. Now, if you were just to take one moment from, I know this is asking like your favorite song, which is tough for me, but if you just think about one moment in the last 4 years where you just have to step back and be like, this is it, man. Like what would you go back to?
Man, it'd probably have to be this January down in Okeechobee, Florida. We had 18-6 first day, was sitting in sixth place, and the second day we was making a long run. I really didn't know if we was on them. I mean, I really didn't know if the first day was a fluke or not, and we just grinded all day. And at the very last, literally the last cast I threw, I caught one 6 pounds, and it put us to 21-10 that day. And on that hour run back, it was just, I can't even explain it, man. It was just one of those days. I mean, you're just sitting there thinking about everything from the last 3 years and knowing that you've got a chance to win. And that was just an awesome day.
Man, that's unreal. That's a lake that I've never fished that I would love to fish. What down there? I mean, I know it's kind of intimidating because there's all of these different areas you go into, and you've got to wait. It's a long ride back often, and
Yeah.
were you kind of down to the wire like that, or?
Yeah, we made about the farthest run that you could possibly make. I mean, you go up there and everybody's talking about the Harney Pond area, which is where Scott Martin, he done pretty good at a few years ago in I think it was open. He kind of blew it away in. And I mean, that right there is like real close to the ramp. But yeah, we got in a canal up. It was about an hour and 20-minute run,
Oh
and
my
ended up
gosh.
just scoping them like we did around the house, just out of bait and stuff. Like it was all pre-spawn fish, so it was just in that canal waiting to move up, you know. But yeah, it was just a real experience. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. Well, I think those moments are, what keeps us fishing for all of the, days we have where we're beating our head in, can't catch a fish. I mean, everybody's been there, but then
Oh yeah,
that
for
one
sure.
moment's what keeps you going.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, everybody's had those days. I mean, if you fish and you fish tournaments enough, you're gonna have those days. I don't care who you are.
Oh yeah. Have you got your
Yeah.
schedule for next year yet?
Got this year. I got the schedule for this fall, not for next year. We're going to Hartwell in October and maybe Pickwick. I'm not 100% sure about that yet, but we'll have to just be looking and seeing about that.
Yeah, man, that's such a great opportunity for you guys to see so many lakes. I mean, I'm like super jealous about you having that opportunity, and I mean, I'm of course very happy. It's funny being a kid from Logan, West Virginia. The only way that you got to go on a sport, to college and whatnot was baseball, basketball, football. Now I'm so happy that we have these opportunities to go places in sports other than the big three or in something like that. But
Yeah,
I tell my son all the time, you could be a bass fisherman and get a free ride to college.
yeah, man, it's pretty epic what it's come to. Like whenever I got offered the scholarship and everything, I mean, you never really know what you want to do coming out of high school, and I ended up deciding to take it. And looking back over the last 4 years, that was probably the best decision I've ever made. I mean, it's just been an awesome 4 years.
Hmm. What are you majoring in?
Business management.
Oh, good, good. So you're
Yeah.
getting an MBA on top of it, then, huh?
Yeah.
Man, that's great. That's
That's
fantastic. I mean, being able to get that on top of being to do all the fishing, and you're going to make obviously you're going to make friends that you're going to keep up with for the rest of your life, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I've got buddies from all the way from Arkansas to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're just all over the place.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about it is like not only the experiences that as a 41-year-old middle-aged dude talking to you. One thing that I would tell you is that like soak these experiences in and like network with people. Right, fishing is awesome, but the amount of people that you meet in fishing can go exponentially farther than your fishing career. Even if you make it to the pros, right? Eventually, you'll be like KVD, and you got to quit at some point. You know what I mean?
For
But
sure.
having a huge network of people, that's something that I didn't get into until after college. But now I've got friends like you're talking about all over the country. And if I was ever broke down in a state somewhere, I could probably call somebody and they'd be there within a couple of hours. And I think that's what life's all about. Fishing's awesome. And I think that's, as anglers, I think we kind of forget about that. Like, and I'm sure you see it too, because it's probably no secret that you like to scope fish, and you know what everybody thinks about scoping fish. So you kind of got to deal with that stuff. But in our area of enjoyment with being anglers, like I think we need more room for camaraderie, and we need more room for building each other up as opposed to freaking tearing each other down. And I'm not saying that you do that, but you've been in the negative side of that. I guarantee it. So
100%.
let's just dive into that. How do you deal with the negativity of being somebody who likes to catch fish with live scope? How do you deal with that?
Man, it's just one of those things that you just got to block it out, honestly. I mean, it's like Gerald Swindle, he's the biggest one in the world about saying to keep a positive mental attitude. And I believe that's like one of the biggest, best things you can do is just try to always find the positive in everything. And, I mean, just trying to look for the good in everybody and just trying to stay positive all you can and block out all the negative stuff. So, I mean, that's about all you can do.
Yeah, that's some great advice.
Success breeds jealousy. Absolutely.
It's definitely something that, it's definitely something that I need to take into consideration too. Is like, again, I'm 41 years old. I'll be 42 in March, but it's just like, I'm this big on YouTube. I got like 6,500 followers or something, and I've gained like 1,000 of those in the last 6 months, and it's crazy. But for every one positive comment you get, there'll be 10 negative ones, and it's like, I don't understand as anglers and as human beings, and I'm sure this happens all over the planet. Like if you're talking about car guys, people that build like Miatas or people that build like a Ford effing Ranger, you know what I mean? Like these people, like they're always going to have negativity in their life. But man, I tell you what, as an angler that's been in and around the world of fishing for the past 30 years of my life, like in the last 10 years of my life, watching this stuff like kind of come full circle into fruition, like I've never seen so much negativity about people, and we all like to do the same thing, man. You'll know what I'm talking about. Like if I'm out throwing like a 4-inch U-tail zoom worm on a 16th ounce weight with a 2-aught hook, and I'm catching them, and you're going out there throwing, shaking a sonar minnow, and you're catching them. Like we all have the same goal at the end of the day, right? We're catching fish. It doesn't matter how you do it. Like I just hate the fact that not just we as anglers. I'm not stereotyping us. I'm just talking about like the broader scheme of things.
Yeah.
Like there's so much negativity in the area, man. So I appreciate that little bit of positivity there.
Yeah, man. I've cut a lot of grass and listened to a lot of Gerald Swindle podcasts and just try to take that staying positive mindset out of everything. And I think that's the best thing you can do, especially, even in the tournament, whenever I know it's easy to pull up to your first spot that had them loaded with them in practice and you don't see a fish or you don't get bit and you're just spun out all day. It's just better to find the positive in it.
For sure. One of my favorite Gerald Swindle stories, and I'm sure you've heard about it. He was talking about him fishing. I don't know if it was the Toyota Series or it might have been a Bassmaster Open, or heck, it might have even been like an Elite Series back when they used to allow co-anglers. But he said he pulled up on a spot and he said I knew they were there, and he said I was casting on this spot, and he said my co-angler casts a rattle trap or something out the back of the boat and catches one that's like 9 pounds. And he's like, I net it. We put it in the live well, and he said, I fished. He's like, I know I'm gonna catch him. And he throws that rattle trap out the back of the boat, catches another 9 pounder. It has like 18 pounds and 2 fish. And Gerald hadn't had a single fish.
Yeah.
And he tells this guy, he's like, look, I'm about to cut this rattle trap off your rod. Start throwing it.
Yeah.
He's like, he had me spun out. He's like, he said, down goes Frazier. He said it was like a right hook and then a freaking uppercut. He's like, dude had 18 pounds and 2 fish, and he said I didn't have any.
Yeah, that'll sure get you spun out.
Casting over him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just the thing. Like Cameron says, like you can pull up on the spot, and I think that's what's so fun about fishing for me is that when I feel like I've mastered fishing, I'll quit. Like it's not. I enjoy fishing for the challenge of it, right? I eat a lot of fish. Don't get me wrong. I don't eat a ton of bass. This year I have. I've ate a lot of bass this year due to the fact that I kind of fell into the same situation that most anglers in this area have, that everything's catch and release. But we're seeing that negatively. Cameron goes to school right down the road from it. Grayson Lake is the world's worst right now. You can go out there and catch 100 fish, but they're 8 inches long.
Yep.
I've ate a lot of fish, but I don't know. Eating fish is, I don't know. It for me, like I said, I've done a lot of fishing this year, but I think it just gets to the point where we just have to understand where we're at.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're all after the same thing here. We're all trying to just go out there and catch fish and have fun. That's you just got to think of it that way.
So, you said that your first tournament down there in the fall is going to be in October.
Yeah.
So I know the Casting for Kids tournament that you're in is also going to be in October. So hopefully that doesn't interfere. But
I'm actually leaving from the Casting for Kids tournament and driving straight to Hartwell.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be a busy October.
Got to be fun to have that kind of schedule, man. But
Yeah. I hope so.
Hartwell is a wild place, man. Like I've been there a couple times, but like talk about some freaking just loaded with some big old spots. We obviously didn't fish in the Bassmaster Classic. We fished around the Bassmaster Classic. We took my buddy Kyle's boat down to Hartwell when they fished down there several years ago. When Casey Ashley, when he won the Classic there that year. That was the year we were down there fishing. And
isn't he a country singer?
Yeah.
He had a song. Yeah. So it was a cool place, but man, the lake is just absolutely giant.
It is. Yeah. I actually had a tournament down there this May, and man, those fish, it actually humbled me pretty bad this spring, but going back to get some redemption in the fall, hopefully.
Well, this is a good fall question, Cam. So Rob says that he's having trouble figuring out fishing grass mats. So I think everybody that watches our show knows what I'm going to say. Two different lures that I would say. What do you feel? What's your favorite thing to throw on a grass mat?
I mean, I'm going to have to go. This is probably going to be a boring answer, but it have to be a frog first and foremost.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty diehard about that Spro popping frog. But
it's hard to beat, man.
Yeah.
I think I've gone to Swamp Lord, man. I really like that bait.
I actually experimented with Swamp Lord some last fall. I like it. It's a lot softer than the Spro one.
Yeah.
It's big too, man. The Swamp Lord's a lot bigger of a frog. Yeah. I like a Spro pretty well. Jack will make some pretty cool. That Kira is pretty good too. I like it.
Yeah.
That sucker's light.
Yeah.
That's my only negative on that one, because it's, my frog rod, I have a I'll think of the name. It's like a triple heavy, and anything light is just so hard to throw. I've got it on a Bantam and I'll think of the name of it here in a second, of course.
Triple is Loomis, or
no? It's a Shimano. Gosh, I always try to say X Age, and I know that's wrong because X Age, X Pride. I'm sorry,
X Pride.
Yeah, and I love that rod for that. I know there's a really good PAL rod for.
There is. They make a 735, and it's a 7.3. It's a pretty heavy rod. I mean, if you're fishing some pretty thick stuff, or I mean, if you're throwing a frog anywhere, it's a good. I mean, you got to have a pretty heavy rod to get a good hook set in them with the frog, in my opinion.
Yeah, I learned something new lately in the last 2 years, and I call that lately. Fishing like duckweed and stuff that's like really heavy matted duckweed that it's really tough to get through. Obviously, duckweed is a flotilla of sorts. It like floats all over. That really doesn't have any roots, so you're fishing on top of it. It gets really matted up. If you take some like old school like copperhead BBs with you, man, and turn the hook inside out, like turn the frog inside out and stuff that thing with like 3 or 4 BBs, it rattles. And the butt end of it sits below that duckweed, and dude, they just absolutely smashed them. I think it's something cool that not a lot of people do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we actually tried that some down on Chick last fall, and it produced a few more bites than what we was getting without the BBs in it.
Yeah,
I remember Jordan Lee started talking about that, and I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brent, so he did share them. You have to go back and watch the front of the video to see them.
Sorry, you missed it, bro. I mean, I don't know. You'll have to wait to the end and then, rewind. And
yeah, it'll be out at some point in 2028.
So
biggest bass. So yeah, what's your biggest bass, Cam?
My biggest bass is 8 pounds, 11 ounces, and it was out of Chickamauga.
That's a freaking hammer.
Yeah.
Like I can't wrap my head around how big. Catch if you're at a spot like Chick, or if you're at a spot like I went to Lake Fork this year. Like if I fished a lake like that where you're not guaranteed to obviously catch one, but you've got a really good chance to catch a big one in those two lakes. It's pretty crazy. But my buddy Dusty and I went to Lake Fork, and he set the hook on a freaking absolute monster bass on a 4-inch freaking finesse worm from Zoom Texas rig with like a 3/16 ounce weight, 4-out Gamakatsu offset shaking worm hook. This thing jumped, dude, and it looked like it was as big as a 40-inch freaking TV. And we got that thing in the boat, and I weighed it, and it was like 8 pounds, 8 ounces, 8.5 pounds. But I'm telling you what, this thing was built different. It was post spawn, a big old post spawn female. I'm not going to say that I know anything about it, but I'm guessing this is 11 a pounder in freaking spawn, because this thing, when it laid across the deck of my boat, from the dorsal fin to the anal fin was like this wide. Dude, it was so big. But like, I don't know, it's crazy. Like when you see fish of that caliber, which you've seen a pile of, I'm sure, like it's a different fish, man.
100%, yeah. I mean, you can tell as soon as you put one in the boat, you're like, man, that one right there that one's built different, pretty much.
Yeah, they're built right for sure. Tony says, what 3 baits would you have tied on at all times? And again, we're not asking you to give away the juice right now, but just you can be kind of selective if you want.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a scoper, so I mean, you can probably guess most of them, but I mean, for year-round fishing, I would probably have to go with a jig #1. I mean, a minnow. Everybody's gonna have a minnow now scoping, so a minnow would be #2, and then the third one would probably be, and we'll have to take a shallow bait, probably a chatterbait. I really like throwing chatterbait.
You and me both, brother.
Yeah, Carl Hunt says Spro Frog tournament, September 27th. I see Carl down there all the time. He fishes that thing religiously. I think it's cool, those tournaments like that kind of handcuff you to certain baits.
Yeah.
And, it's just like, just the other day at Grayson, we fished a tournament with Lewis County Lunkers that was only unders. Like, it took like 3 pounds to win the thing. But it was so fun to me because, like, I just literally went out with the mindset that I did in high school. I went out with 3 or 4 spinning rods, and I'm like, I'm here to catch fish. I don't care how big they are. I'm here to catch fish, and that's what happened. And I got my rear end kicked, but I had a great time.
Yeah, man, it's fun to just switch it up and go back to your roots every now and then. Just trying to catch as many of them as you can. I mean, it's just fun to switch it up every now and then.
Yeah. So Blaine here, does he fish with you?
He fishes. Yeah, he's on our team down there at KCU.
All right. Well, here's what we're going to do, Blaine. I'm going to send you a link, and you can just join us.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah! Don't threaten me with a good time.
I hope there is a funny story behind Chickamauga there, Cameron. That way we can.
There is something that's kind of unbelievable that went down.
Uh-oh. That sounds like that might be a secret, but of course, we're gonna give you an opportunity to tell us a little bit about
it.
Yeah.
Let's see. See if I can find him. I'm having a hard time. Oh, okay. His name is spelled way different than I was. Blaine Lehman. All right. Blaine, I am pasting a link and sending it to you via Messenger. Favorite scope head? Great question.
Yeah, that's something I don't know if you feel comfortable saying. You don't.
Oh, no, you're good. I mean, probably have to be the I'm probably gonna have to say the Queen's Tackle one. I mean, it's pretty hard to beat.
That the shifty one?
Yeah. It's pretty good one. A little on the high side, but it's pretty worth it. You can also get Bass Pro started making one too. It's just like it's identical to a Queen's Head, but I think they're a little bit cheaper. So
Let's see. Yeah. So first off, let me pull up this message, and we can share some of this because they're having a. Golly, I've got 48. I feel like my brain is exactly like my browser tabs right now. It's everywhere. Let me pull up this thing. Todd Cheney is. He's really not. He's kind of hosting the tournament, but let's see if I can save this here, and I'll give you guys some information about it because it's for a good cause for a charity event. And oh, there we go. Let's see. Hold on a second here. Let's see if we can watch this. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how. I'm gonna pick this thing out, Jared. See if you can get Blaine in there. Let me.
Oh, I got you. New layout. Oh,
Hold on a second. I'll be able to. I'm trying to do 64 things at once here. But so here is what Todd's talking about. Yatesville Bass Classic, November 1st. $100 boat, additional $50 big bass pot. So it's going to cost you $150 if you want to go in there. But it is a 50% payout, but 50% of it goes to the Bluegrass Shine at basketball. So again, phone number there 606-922-018 or 0118. Payouts guaranteed $1,000 for first place, 20 boat minimum. Again, so deal is there. We'll make that happen. So give me a second to get rid of that, and we'll just bring everybody on for this.
look, Blaine has entered the building.
Blaine is in.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
I can't. Never mind.
Yeah, hold on a minute here. Let me do some work here. Camera swap. I got 30 seconds here, and I'll have everybody on.
Are you a big A-Rig guy, Cam?
Yeah, I am. It's pretty time of the year kind of thing, but yeah, I definitely throw it quite a bit in the wintertime mostly.
Cold water kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's one. I am always looking for the right paddle tail. I swear I have thrown just about every single paddle tail that I have seen. Do you have a favorite one?
Kitech's pretty hard to beat, man.
Yeah.
Most of it's Kitech.
Yeah, we're all in the same locale right now. So Blaine Lehman.
We're all in here now, Camo. No secrets now.
No
Okay.
secrets. So let's
Now
Go
we'll
ahead.
hear about Chickamauga.
since we don't know you, but the camera does. Let's get a little introduction from you, my man.
My name is Blaine. I'm from Northern Indiana, and I met Cam whenever I was a freshman, and me and him been good buddies and fishing together a bunch. And he's taught me a lot I know. And I was just sitting here watching you guys because I'm a big supporter of him and trying to get his name out there, and he deserves it. And I guess that's pretty much it.
What a
That's
positive
awesome, man. So
dude. I like it.
you fish with KCU, I assume. That's what he said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how'd you find your way to KCU from Northern Indiana?
Man, I never had any bass fishermen in my family, but my dad always took me out, and I really got into. I was always into challenges and wanting to do something really cool, and I was always big into sports and always loved fishing. I figured out I was like, hell, I can make a career out of this maybe, and got a hold of our coach at KCU, and it went on from there. I didn't think it would go the way it went, but I've met some really great people, and running into this guy and these boys have changed my life, and it's been a crazy 4 years, and just being able to watch this dude grow, and not just him, but I've watched him and plenty of other boys and the Messer brothers, and watched a lot of boys create something for themselves, and it's been really, really, really something cool to watch, because a lot of people don't get it, and it's really surrounded around morals and God, and it's really something cool to watch. Because around here, it's not something you see a whole lot. just someone wanting to make something better for themselves, and being able to watch him do it's been really cool.
That's awesome. So, boys, let's hear about Chick.
Uh,
Now that's a story.
yeah. So last year got a fourth place finish last fall down at Chick, and actually had a 17 3/4 inch smallmouth literally jump in the boat. Like, nobody had it hooked or anything. It just jumped in the boat. Like, we just looked down and it was flopping around on the floorboard.
Dude, that forward-facing
Did you weigh
sidearm makes fish act crazy. I'm sure you guys saw the video where the guy's on the phone talking to somebody who was obviously his wife or his boss. That was the only two options.
Yeah.
Because here's what I'm saying. He's sitting there having a conversation, and he's going down this reed line, and this probably 4-pound bass jumps in his boat. Dude, he never breaks character. He's talking to this thing and like kicks one of his rods out of the boat and gets the fish out of his boat eventually after kicking one of his rods out of the boat, and never broke character. Like, I think he was supposed to have been at work and he was talking to his boss. He didn't get excited. He just acted like that happened every day.
Yeah.
So was that one you used at the weigh-in?
No, it had to be 18 inches.
18
But
inches.
I definitely jumped back. I definitely jumped down there and put it on the measuring board pretty quick.
That's classic. I've never had one jump in the boat. I've had several jump out. I had one jump out of the live well the other day, and I luckily grabbed it. But yeah, I don't know. So let's talk a little bit about fish care. What do you guys do? Do you guys do any kind of products or anything in the live well at this time of year? Because again, a lot of times, even if you're scoping, you're probably catching them in that middle strata line there, So the reason I'm asking this question is that this year I had the very first bass I've ever had in my life die in a live well. I think it was because I hooked him wrong, but like, I don't add any G juice or anything. But do you guys do anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I usually, like this time of year, I'll take a big bag of ice and dump in there. And as soon as I get out there, I'll fill my live well up, put some G juice in there, and then just put on and circulate the rest of the day. And that usually seems to do pretty good.
I got a huge lithium battery. It's like 160 amp hour. And the reason I did that is because, like, if it's hot like this, I just turn my live well on all the time. Because it's about being stewards of the water, and the fact that it's weird to me, but JR can vouch for this story because he's the one that caught the fish. We were fishing at Yatesville in this particular bank, which is like one of the biggest community holes that I thought I found, that apparently was a community hole before I found it.
Yeah.
But we were fishing down this bank, and JR catches about a 3.5-pound largemouth, and had this big black spot like right behind one of its fins, and we never thought anything about it, and we turned it loose, and then went back the following week and was fishing on that same bank, and he caught the exact same fish, but we didn't realize it until like months later, because I sent him same bait, the same fish.
Mantis.
Yeah, I sent it to him. I was like, "Dude, you caught the same bass." He's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Look at these two pictures." And like I superimposed them together, and it was the exact same bass. Like, and like, though it's weird to me when I was a kid, and I'm sure you guys have heard this growing up too. Is like, if you hook a fish, they won't eat for a week. You know what I mean? Right? But the people that fish for retreads at the bank or at the ramp after a tournament will prove that that's wrong 100 times out of 100.
Yeah, 100%.
Fellas, where is your favorite lake to fish?
Gatesville.
I had a pretty good time at Chick, I tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been
I
to
don't know. Gunnersville's pretty hard to beat.
Oh, it's fun, man. I'm a northern guy. I would much rather go to Lake St. Clair than any place. If Lake St. Clair didn't get so cold, I'd live there. Like, I'd be calling you guys right now from Michigan.
I know it. The place is magical.
It's crazy. Like, I don't know. Spotted bass, largemouth, smallmouth. If you had to catch one bass the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'm a largemouth guy. Heck with them other things. I'd rather catch largemouth.
Yeah,
Spots are pretty. Spots are pretty. I like them a lot.
they're the one of the between that and smallmouth. I think they're the most pretty fish on the planet. I
Yeah,
think.
and they're just
Yeah.
different, you know. And you can't. Whenever we went down to Gunnersville this past year, Cam put on a show with a bunch of spots, and I'm telling you, I mean, I've never seen those big of spots come out of Gunnersville, especially whenever we went to Smith and up here in Northern Indiana, we've got spots, but nothing like crazy, you know. And I've never really gotten to the spot world until we started going to South Carolina or North Carolina a bunch and being able to catch them a lot bigger size at least. But they fight hard and they're just pretty to look at. So
Mhm.
I think they're pretty fun to catch.
Yeah, I like a spotted bass. I like you can catch some and I tell you what, spotted bass, in my opinion, when you catch them really small, which is my style of fishing because I catch small bass. But you catch one like 4 or 5 inches long, they're just awesome looking, man. They're just
Oh
like
yeah,
the color pattern are so cool. It's just really cool. But I don't know, man. I like catching largemouth, but I do think if I was going to have to catch a bass species the rest of my life, it would probably be small jaws.
yeah.
Smallmouth are fun. I do like to catch smallmouth every now and then.
Yes, sir. All right, so we're not done with this podcast yet, but one question that we always ask the folks on our podcast that kind of goes into the situation is one bass that you will, or one bait that you'll never leave home without. You always tie it on no matter what time of the year is, and one bait that you feel like is overrated. And I will go first. Everybody on the show knows my first pick is going to be some sort of Texas rig. If I had to pick a bait, and they're no longer made, I don't think. I've heard conflicting stories, but a 1/4 ounce tungsten worm weight, 4 out Gamakatsu offset shank worm hook, and a 3.5 inch jackal chunk crawl and green pumpkin pepper. And then the bait that I think is overrated is a whopper plopper. So JR can go on that. We'll let you guys want to know one bait that you'll never leave home without, and one bait that you think is overrated. So what's yours,
Cameron,
JR?
you're up. Oh, you want me to go?
Oh, go ahead, Cam.
Mine would have to be a jig. First of all, I'll never leave home without a jig tied on. And for the bait, a whopper plopper is probably a pretty good one. I don't think I've ever caught a bass on a whopper plopper. Probably, if I'm throwing a whopper plopper, most of the time I'm beat. So yeah, a whopper plopper.
I think
All
you're
right,
either a
Brian.
buzzbait guy or a whopper plopper guy, and man, I'm totally a buzzbait guy. I
Oh yeah,
massively
Yeah.
prefer
buzzbait all the way.
whopper.
Yeah.
Speaking of buzz baits, before we go any further, I have resurrected the little squeak from the tackle box. I have, I'm calling it the Firebird, just for the simple fact that I can't call it the Phoenix because there's a boat called a Phoenix. But from the
That's a good
ashes, from the ashes arises the Firebird. 3/16 ounce buzz bait, just like the little squeak from the tackle box. Matter of fact, it is the exact same bait down to the wire and the paint. I bought the wire from the place that Greg told me to buy it from, and Greg gave me the gallon of paint when he closed down the tackle box. So if you like that little squeak buzz bait, get a hold of me. I have them for sale for $6 a piece. I've upgraded the hook from a Eagle Claw that he put in there to a Mustad. So anyway, back to the buzzbait scenario. Shameless plug there.
All right, Blaine, you're up, man.
What is it? Best one I keep and best one I get rid of.
Yeah, something you'll never leave home without, and something you feel like that is overrated.
My favorite thing, I would say, my favorite thing to throw, and Cam will testify to this, is definitely a swim jig. I love throwing a swim jig. I think you can throw in a bunch of different scenarios, and especially whenever you're wanting to get your shallow game going. And I'd say year round too. Works in the fall, works in the early spring. You can work it in the summer. I would say there's a lot of different scenarios I can see me throwing it. And then if I had to say the one thing I could never see myself throwing would, I don't know. Whopper plopper is a good one, but everyone's already said it. I don't know. Probably. I don't know, probably like a 15-inch glide bait or something. I would say that just because the confidence isn't
10
there,
ounces.
if that
Oh
makes
yeah,
sense. And
yeah. No, I get
I
it.
know all these other guys throw it and everything. I know they got confidence, but up here north, you tie that thing on. I don't
Yeah,
know what you're doing.
yeah. I get it, man.
Dude, I totally thought it was a joke when that new bait came out that has 3 glide baits. It came out at ICAST. You guys see that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it
it's like the,
KGB
KGB.
rig? Dude, that was like, that has to be a joke, right?
You know why that is? Because they're $60 a piece, bro.
Yeah.
They'll
Dude,
sell you
you can
3
get
of
it
them.
for
They'll sell you 3 of
$120.
them.
Like one's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know, man. That's wild. Crazy. So Todd Cheney says favorite setup no matter what lake to have on the deck by season. That's tough. That's a bunch of questions there. Let's just narrow that down into
Pre-spawn post.
no, let's just say that it's just like that. If you're gonna take one rod, one setup out on the lake, what is it gonna be? For me, personally, really tough for me to go, but I'm a Texas rig guy. It's my favorite bait to throw normally. So I'm going to go Poison Adrena. I have Poison Adrena A's. I don't have any of the B's yet. Poison Adrena 172 heavy with a metanium in an 8-gear ratio, 12-pound Sunline FC Sniper. I got quarter-ounce tungsten weight, 4-out Gamakatsu, and some sort of flipping bait. That's my never leave home without it, no matter what season. So I don't know.
It's hard to beat a Texas rig. I mean, it's definitely. I feel like when people get a bait caster, that is like the first thing you have to master is a bottom oriented bait, either like a jig, like Cameron said, or a Texas rig. For me, I personally had more confidence in a Texas rig as well. My personal favorite setup, I think I would probably pick 7-1 medium heavy NRX Plus. That rod is like butter, is so light and so sensitive. And then
853, right? 853. See?
yeah, the one Tyler doesn't like because it's too weak.
Yeah, doesn't have enough background.
I love it. It's like, I don't know.
But when I set the hook,
different folks,
I'm going to turn 11.5-inch fish into a 12-inch after I set the hook.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Cam, let's hear what you got.
I think I have that same metanium on it too, and either
sir.
Bantam. I like it.
All right, Camo, what scope and setup is it?
Frog setups, huh?
All right.
It'd probably be a 712 PAL Platinum rod. It's pretty much a 7-1 medium spinning rod with a 2500 Bamford on it, and then probably just 15-pound Power Pro paired up with a 10-pound Seaguar Invisex leader, and then I mean I pretty much do about anything I want to do with that rock and scope. If I need to go fish the bank with a wacky rig, I can do that. Throw a shaky head in trees. I mean, pretty versatile spinning rod.
Yeah,
2,500 a. So you like smaller.
Yeah, so there's two types of people. There's two camps of people. There's me, and I'm in the camp of people that I'll buy a 3,000 as opposed to 2,500. Those of you guys that don't know is that really the only thing difference between a 2,500 and a 3,000 in most Shimano reels, spinning reels wise, is that you get a deeper spool and you get a paddle handle as opposed to a small little handle. Me, I'm in the camp of having the paddle handle. I don't know. So I have some 2,500s, but I would much rather buy a 3,000 for some reason. I just like that paddle handle.
Well, the drag's a little bit better technically, right?
On some reels, sometimes you get that cross carbon drag in the 3,000, but now you get cross carbon in a lot of the 2,500s and up. If you go lower than that, like a 2,000, 1,500, you're getting a regular felt drag washer. But if it's cross carbon, it's really tough to beat anywhere. So, all right. So, Blaine, what we got here for the or a setup that you're never leaving?
I would say my favorite setup is definitely going to be some type of cranking setup. So I'm going to say like a I like the old Corrado 150 models. Probably in like a 6 something gear ratio, and then I'm usually tossing on some glass ducket rod.
Oh, so you're a glass
Anywhere from
guy. Cool.
7 foot to 7.3, or set up to 7.6 if you're trapping or whatever. But
Yeah.
I would say those cranking setups are probably my most confidence and something I'm gonna try it everywhere.
Holy
So,
crap, man.
fellas, I have a big question. This is a big polarizing question. Okay, I love to throw a chatterbait. I've thrown it on 700 different rods with 700 different gear ratio reel setup. So, what is your go-to bladed jig setup? Because there's so many people that are in the moderate taper or glass camp, and then there's so many that are in the fast taper camp, and then there are varying gear ratio camp. And let me know what you guys think. I'll let you know what I think.
Yeah, go ahead, guys. I'll let you know mine in the end.
Powell actually makes it pretty sweet. It's probably the best chatterbait rod that I've found.
The 7.5.
That's not even because I work with Powell or whatever. That's just because I really like that rod. It's a 734, and it's a 7.3 heavy moderate. So it's got the heavy action like in the backbone, but it's got a really soft tip on it. So it really lets you like lean into them and you're not just ripping the hook out of their mouth. You can actually lean into them and let them hook themselves pretty much. But you
Yeah.
got the backbone to actually fight them in and stuff and get them out or whatever you need to. But I usually put that on like a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio reels, just something in the sevens, just so I can reel it a little bit faster. And usually it's just 15-pound fluorocarbon.
Yeah. Yep, I would say that's pretty much sums it up. When it comes to chatterbait, and you're looking they make some of those rods where they're glass or just carbon, but chatterbait's only got one hook on it. But compared to a crankbait with trebles, the leaning when you lean into them, it's almost the same experience. But with a chatterbait rod, you can get some of those glass rods that are a little bit better and harder when you lean into them, and like he says, a faster tip and everything. My chatterbait setup's a 7.6, and I use the glass Jacob Wheeler series from Duckett, and I like it a lot. And it gets it out there, gets my distance. It's got a sensitive tip. I don't feel like I know that blade's working, but I don't. My sense it lets it be sensitive enough where I know when it's a bite, and I know it's not when my blade's stuck in grass or anything.
Yeah.
So I like a longer rod, and yeah.
Yeah.
See, like to me, the big difference and the thing that I kind of disagree with a lot of people, and Cameron, you actually agree with me on it, which makes me happy. I like a fast reel with it. I want to feel that thing bumping from the second I make that first half turn. I use 15-pound Seagar, the yellow label one. I think that's in
Yeah.
Bitex.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've used every single setup. I can tell you my favorite too. I recently got the NRX Plus one, and honestly, without a discount, I probably wouldn't have got it. The thing is so stinking light. It says fast, but I think it's honestly more of a mod fast. And then I have a Poison Adrena glass, medium heavy. That thing is like butter. I think that's probably my favorite one, to be honest. It is beautiful, but both I keep either a 7 gear ratio or an 8 gear ratio. I think being able to pull it out, I mean, it's almost like I kind of think of Takahiro Omori and how he keeps, I'm not this crazy, but all of his reels are 8-1. Like every single rod he has is 8-1 on his deck, they say.
Yeah.
And like I think of anything you're yanking out of grass, it's just so helpful to have that fast gear ratio.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. So JR was talking about a couple rods there. One of them was the NRX Plus bladed jig casting rod, which is an NRX 883C PJR. My rod right now, my bladed jig rod setup is an IMX Pro bladed jig. I had the 862C BJR, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I didn't like that 2-power, which is really medium light, medium rare, if you will. And then you have the IMX Pro 883 BJR, which is a 7.3 3-power. So it's a 7.3 medium, basically. I like it a lot. But one of the things that I'll say, especially in the bladed jig rod, especially in the IMX Pro series, is that JR had this same kind of take away from it. Then that's the reason he went with the NRX Plus after the fact. Is that, man, when you throw that NRX or that IMX Pro 883 all day, you realize that you've thrown it all day. It's a workout. I really like it. Spinner baits, bladed jigs, I'm throwing it on a DC, like the 150 Corrado DC. I do feel like that those DC reels in those situations, especially if you're casting into wind and stuff like that, gives you an advantage. There is no way on the planet Earth that I could cast a bladed jig as far as I can with a DC, like with a regular reel. Even if you talk about a Corrado DC versus like a regular Metanium, I'm still not casting it into the wind as far as I can with that DC. So I'm going 7-4-1 Corrado DC, 883C bladed jig rod, BJR, IMX Pro is what I'm throwing right now.
Yeah, I did have that before, and like you were talking about, Tyler, to me, like I was the Sam Rayburn, and it was brutal. And the only place that we were catching them is I was literally flipping a chatterbait, like thousands of flips with a chatterbait. And to get that flip in, oh my gosh, it was like exhausting. So I was definitely ready to, go to something lighter.
All right, guys, we're about that 1 hour mark, so we're going to let these guys get off there just a second. We got a couple questions here. If you want to ask these guys some questions, drop it in the comments right now. We'll try to get to them here in the next 5 minutes. Let's see. The next one, Gary Timberlake says, what about favorite snacks? I'll start that. PB&J sandwiches for me, and I got to have, dude, I've been digging Old Trapper beef jerky anymore. I freaking love it. So good.
Oh yeah,
dude. What about the combos, man? You rock the combos forever, and I love those stinking things, man.
the pizza combos are the ones.
Yeah, I had ranch dip combos the other day. Not a fan, man. Those like the only combos I didn't really like.
When me and Cam went out to Chickamauga the last time, I'm pretty sure we bought a 2-pound box of Slim Jims, and we ate them all in 2 days.
Oh my gosh!
A lot of time out there idle and looking for big schools, you get bored.
You look back to him and you was like, man.
Yeah, looking back. 10-pound floor for. I think Cameron, you said 15 pound. Yeah.
I'd say about
I would
15.
be remiss to not, kind of say a little bit of something about. This is something that our buddies at Casting for Kids keep telling me I need to. Chris Ferguson keeps telling me I need to kind of talk about a little bit is, how to eat a little bit better, a little bit healthier when you're on the water too. Right. And, of course, if you look at my pack normally when I am getting food to take, I'm going to take a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables. And
bro, don't let him lie to you. That Joker's got 50 packs of fruit snacks. That dude's got 50 packs of fruit snacks in there.
Hey, man, vitamin C, brother. I do like fruit snacks.
My favorite thing is roll up into JR or fishing with him as a cardiologist and have like 2 monsters with me. Like, hey, boys, let's get this day started.
Every time, dude. He's going to have a cardiac arrest on the water.
Well, the worst part is when you take off during blast off and you forgot you left your monster on the side. So it just blows over and it happens on the carpet.
That's never going to happen to me. I suck those things down. What's your go-to big swim bait, glide bait? For me, I make my own glide baits, which are few and far between, but I really don't throw them, man. I like to get some more confidence in them. I just don't throw them. Next up, JR.
Yeah.
I don't throw them much either. I do probably the one that I do like the most as far as working is the Spro KGB shad. I like that one a lot.
Old Chad.
Savage Gear, honestly, their $20 one is pretty freaking nice. I think it's called Shine Glide. It's like $20. It's a big old thing. It probably is one of the hardest things to cast I've ever tried to cast, just because it is so freaking heavy and awkward, but the movement on it is pretty dang sweet.
All right, yeah, I'd agree with you. I like the KGB shad pretty good.
Yeah.
From what I mean, I haven't thrown them a whole lot living around here and stuff, but yeah, whenever I do get one, it's usually the KGB shad.
Yeah.
I also like the mag drafts too.
Yeah,
Whenever I throw a big swim bait.
Yeah, I definitely say those Mad Jacks have done a number for a bunch of college boys in the past couple of years.
For sure.
Yeah.
Market in the house. What's up, my brother? Check out his brand, apexfishingapparel.com. Use the code Waller10 for 0% off. Lightning says, oh, wait a minute. Sorry. One bait you don't have, want to try, and why? So somebody mentioned it earlier. That was a tail clapper. Claptail, yeah. I think that's a pretty cool deal.
Whopper plopper with a new sound.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. One bait I don't have and I'd like to try. I would like to be able to throw a Roman. I'd like to throw a Roman made glide bait. That's what I want. I want a Roman.
Same wavelength, man.
Yeah,
$1,000
Roman
glide.
They have
If
cheaper.
I had to throw one bait, I want to. It's the spy bait. That's one bait. I feel like I don't know. It's a hard one to figure it out, really, kind of.
Yeah,
And
I freaking wreck them and think they're on spy bait.
really,
Oh,
man, that's something I just always feel. I just always feel like I'm not doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Or
just fish it like a rattle trap, man. Cast it out and let it sink, and then
see, I love a rattle trap. I'll rip a
Yeah.
rattle trap.
Yeah, it's just
But
like
spy bait. I just never had the luck.
Duo
Yeah.
Realis. Don't mess with any other.
they're great. So, Cam, what do you think? One bait you don't have but you want to try?
Probably to be just some Japanese bait that they're still over there hiding.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Brandon
it seems
Balls,
like all the juice is coming from over there.
yeah. Brandon Balls is also a line to use when you're fishing grass. I don't fish that much grass. I fish 2 line types, boys. If it's braid, I'm fishing like 50, 60 if it's like top water. And if I'm flipping and pitching, it's going to be 50, 60, probably Power Pro. I like Super Slick V2, which is an 8 carrier braid. It's not as hardy as a 4 carrier braid. So it's going to break a lot more often, but I like that. But I fished 3 different types of lines my entire life. That's 12-pound Sunline FC Sniper, 16-pound Sunline FC Sniper, and well, I guess 4 types. 15-pound Power Pro braid on my spinner rods, and I have 50 to 60 on my top water and flipping and pitching. So that's going to be fishing grass. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm about the same way. I mean, pretty much if I'm fishing grass, like if it's pretty heavy grass, I'm always with 50, 60-pound braid. And then, I mean, I'm big like 17 to 20-pound line if I'm throwing chatterbait or just casting a jig or spinner bait, whatever like that. And then crankbaits, I'm throwing 12. And I mean, just like you said, on spinning rods, 15-pound Power Pro to a 10-pound leader.
Yeah, I would
That's
say
exactly what I threw.
most spinning subs are going to be 8 or 10-pound test line on about a 6-foot leader, and then I would say most of my cranking's done on a 12-pound line to 10-pound line, depending on how deep or how far I cast it, and then I throw my swim jig on braid. I know a lot of people throw theirs on fluoro. I know some people like to differentiate between fluoro and braid, but I like throwing it mainly on braid. Most jig and flipping's done on 17 to 20, sometimes 16, or a dragging setup's mainly done on like 15 or 16-pound test too. So
Yeah.
Okay. Anything lucky in the boat other than your favorite banana?
So I got a weird one. I listen to the same playlist going to the lake every time if there's a tournament. I have a tournament playlist. And like it's stuff that you would never understand, dude. Like I'm a country music singer, but like the very first song on that playlist is let's see,
90s rap. That's what I'm guessing.
it's not 90s, but it's oh, daggone it. Hold on a minute. Here, we'll probably get flagged here for this, but let's see. Let me pull up Amazon Music here, and go to my tournament playlist, which is, let's see, library.
The first song is TLC Waterfalls.
No, dude, it's Drake.
There you go.
The reason I listen to it says first name ever, last name greatest. I'm like a sprained ankle
Sprained
boy.
ankle boy, you ain't nothing to play.
Want to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis. Then he says, like, talking about like swimming in the money, come and find me, Nemo.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that-
I would
that
say
was
I would say
actually-
if we had to pick a song, like the one song you're listening to at Blast Off, it's definitely like "Till I Collapse" by Eminem or something.
Yeah, but this dude's talking about anything you do for luck.
Oh,
Anything
God.
we do for luck.
Yeah. Do you have anything lucky that you do? Is there like a routine
pretty
that you go
super.
through?
Not really. I'm pretty super. I usually make sure I throw a cast before I actually start fishing.
Yeah, I would say
Oh.
definitely like just get it out, like throw it out and reel it back in as fast as you can, and then the next cast is the real one.
You can't catch a fish on the first cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I catch a fish any cast, man. I'm happy first cast, last cast. I'll catch them all. Just bring them all in here. I will tell you, I am one of my talking points I wrote down was to talk about what's your favorite thing to listen to. And we talk about this a lot on the show. And, you know, what is your favorite music to listen to? Me and Tyler are both pretty obsessed with music, and that's part of the reason how we became friends, actually. And you know, for me, my go-to playlist is like Tyler Childers on shuffle. I don't know why. He's talking about fishing half the time. It puts you in a good mood. But you know, me and Tyler are funny when we're fishing together, because it'll go from like Tyler Childers straight country to like Pantera. You know, it's super random.
Yeah, let me stop this. This playlist is Drake, Whatever You Like by T.I., Remember the Name by Fort Minor, Ain't No Rest for the Wicked, Cage the Elephant, Buddy of Mine's band, Mindset Evolution, Like to Fall, Burn It Down, Warren Ziders, and The Business by Tiesto. That's every day for me. But yeah, it's you're like, oh, I don't know what we're listening to. But anyway, so Claude says, how much have I missed? All of it. We're getting ready to hop off here. 80s and 90s music, I think that's where it's at, man. 90s country is like the best. I don't care. It's all good. Fellas,
Before this one tournament, me and Cam were going up. It was a Bassmaster on Saginaw or whatever, and I remember we found this song about Saginaw, Michigan, and it was from like the 90s or 80s or whatever. And I'm telling you, me and him listened to it on repeat the whole like the week. Not even like we weren't even there yet. We were listening to it the week before we were going, and we listened to it the whole drive up there and the whole time we were there. And it was just
you talking about the Lefty Frizzell song?
I mean, it's like it was. I was born and raised in Saginaw, Michigan. I don't even know.
Dude, that's Lefty Frizzell. I mean, that's like, yeah, that's awesome.
And it's just, I don't know. It's just something to laugh at, and you know, take your mind off of. You know, a lot of people like to. It is serious, you know, but you gotta have fun, and I believe that's what gives you the confidence and the right mind to be able to get the job done.
For sure.
So just being able to have fun with it and listen to music and just enjoy it is half of the job.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Guys, I appreciate you guys joining us here, and I thank you guys for staying on for an hour and 15 minutes. I'd love to be able to sit and talk to you guys for the next 2 hours, as I'm learning but you know, I understand everybody's got lives, but just so you guys know, you guys always have a open invitation. You guys see us online, you want to hop on, I'll send you a link. We're pretty easy to get along with, but I appreciate you guys coming in on us. and hanging out with us for the last hour and 15 minutes. But those of you guys that, you two fellas are out there catching fish and, studying at KCU and having a great time. I wish you guys the best, not only in your fishing season and your fishing endeavors, but in life too, because let's face it, fishing is just a part of our overall life. So if we can get to the point where we're all understanding that, is there. And again, I appreciate you guys coming on. It means a lot. But like I said, you always have an open invitation. You see us on, shoot me a message. If you'd like to be a part of it, we'd love to have you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having us.
Yeah, it was fun. I appreciate the invite. It was nice talking to you guys, and it was definitely fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's no problem. We do this stuff every week, and you guys coming on here makes our job easy because we get to talk to like-minded individuals about what, people watch our show. The three people that do watch the show like to fish just like we all do. So it's one of those things where we get a fresh take, and it's good to see you guys. And the deal is stay away from those haters and go out there and lean on them. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, guys, appreciate you guys sticking around for this episode of On Another Line Live. We will be live the exact same time next week, same bat time, same bat channel here on Another Line on YouTube and Facebook. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/On Another Line, I'd appreciate it if you do so. I don't know anything about fishing, and I'd like to talk about it. I don't catch them quite as good as Cameron does, but I've caught like 3 fish in the last week, which is good for me. And it's all fun and games until somebody gets an eye put out. So if you guys can get out there and lean on them, we'll see you next time on Another Line.
See you guys next time.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of On Another Line Live. We truly appreciate your support, and we couldn't do it without all the amazing folks at home watching week after week. A big thank you goes out to our sponsors, who help make this show possible. Malone's Marine, Borders Sporting Goods, Solar Bat Sunglasses, Picasso Lures, Shimano, and Columbia Sportswear. Their partnership allows us to keep bringing you the content you love. We'll see you next time on Another Line. Until then, get out there and lean on them.